The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday to you. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And let the good times roll for rain lovers, right?
Yes, still plenty of rainfall. At least today, the rain will not be nearly as heavy as yesterday, but still, it's damp, it's cloudy, it's misty out, but there may be some light at the end of the tunnel.
Nice.
We'll take a look at what's going on outside right now. First off, a live view in Oneonta, where we can see here the fog is still pretty prevalent, especially in those higher elevations in the southern valleys. Much of the Mohawk Valley actually is fog-free. Either way, 41-degree start to the day today. It is definitely a cool one out there right now. And a look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. As expected, these rain showers are somewhat weakening. Still light drizzle. You'll encounter that in your morning commute potentially. But the rainfall, again, will not carry as much strength as previously. So today, we start out in the 40s. We warm up into the upper 40s to maybe low 50s. I honestly doubt that, though. Either way, we'll see that rain begin to return again by the evening and into the overnight. But will this stick around into Memorial Day weekend? Well, Saturday looks a little rainy, maybe a little bit on Sunday, but there just might be some sunshine moving in as you head into Memorial Day itself. I have that full detailed forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Time now is 5:13 on this Friday morning, and as you head out the door, still plenty of twilight. We're slowly approaching the summer solstice, and of course that means that we're going to see the most daylight out of the entire year. And that, of course, is getting shared in the morning. Either way, although it is an early sunrise, we've really seen a lack of sunshine recently. More so damp roadways and clouds and fog to start your morning commute today. Look outside right here. You can see those damp roadways. However, no real impacts to travel. No accidents to report of this morning. And the radar indicating that light drizzle, more so a nuisance than anything, not very impactful either way. But still, today we begin with that light mist and on and off rain showers. This afternoon, that rain begins to work its way in a little more steady, a little more heavy too. But either way, we are tracking additional rain showers into the weekend, but will it be a complete washout every single day? The full Memorial Day weekend forecast coming up in a few short minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Some encouraging news for your wallet.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, on this Friday. And of course, this is the final day before we enter Memorial Day weekend. And of course, it's a variety of meanings. The most important meaning, obviously, is that we give the rightful support to the family and friends of those who lost someone who gave their life for this country, and as well as remember and honor those who did. And so just a reminder as we head into this weekend that this is something that holds a lot of meaning to a lot of folks, especially those that even might not be directly affected by it. This is something that should be addressed a lot more frequently in modern days. Either way, when it comes to weather for this weekend, unfortunately the rainfall is going to stick around for Saturday and Sunday. It's a little cooler. We'll be tracking 60s, though, as we head into Monday for Memorial Day itself. And something else to mention, too, I know, of course, with the meaning of this obviously being to honor those who gave their lives and paid the ultimate price. The other more mainstream view of Memorial Day weekend is the fact that is the unofficial start to summer. People start planting. And the reason why I'm saying this is because our last reports of snow in Utica end today. A trace amount of snow was reported today, and that's the last time we ever had snow in central New York in the Mohawk Valley. So if you're wondering why here locally it means a lot for the farming season, for the growing season, that is why. Still though, we're not out of the woods with higher elevations seeing snowfall. This is from Tommy Horn, taken at 3,900 feet in the Adirondacks. This was yesterday. Doesn't really look like it's a outlying area, but either way, this is something that's pretty interesting, that we're still seeing some spots rime or ice or rain that freezes on these surfaces this late in the season. Cooperstown live view right now. It's rainy, it's cool, it's cloudy. Radar picking up that as well. And as you look at the radar and satellite, we've got these two areas of low pressure. This is going to sweep its way north and east, and eventually we'll see the rainfall taper off a little bit as we head into the end of the weekend. So here we are, rain showers today, turning more widespread this evening and tonight. And then Saturday, on and off drizzle with light rain, cloudy skies, temperatures in the low to mid 50s. Then Sunday, pretty much the same story, but again, Memorial Day itself, maybe a few pop-up showers, but there will likely still be sunshine. That's our official forecast right now, so keep those sunglasses out when you go to any plans outdoors, but also, of course, don't head out the door without that umbrella just in case.
You need one in each hand.
Yes, sunglasses and umbrella.
Keep them up there. The time right now is 5:22 once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore, meteorologist Eric Gage over in the Weather Center, trying to bring us some sun, right, Eric?
Yeah, trying my best. Unfortunately, all my powers that I wish I had aren't really ushering in sunshine. In fact, quite the opposite. Clouds, fog. You can see here across the area, we've got some parts of sunshine, or I should say some parts of clouds. I'm trying to manifest sunshine here, but also that fog that's being reported in Oneonta right now. In fact, let's zoom in here. Pretty low visibility. This is from our camera at Top Hartwick College, looking out toward the SUNY Oneonta campus, and of course you can barely see it over there due to that fog. Either way, temperatures beginning in the 40s this morning, and it's a pretty cold or cool day with some damp conditions. The rainfall will not be nearly as heavy or as impactful as yesterday, but still it's going to be a nuisance with on and off light drizzle throughout the morning, turning a little more widespread as we head throughout the afternoon. So today, similar temperatures to yesterday, similar winds. Those feels-like conditions are going to be rather cool. We are tracking, of course, more rain heading into Memorial Day weekend, but will there be any hopes of drying conditions? The details on that coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Family, friends...
One question for you. Did you just your ticket yet?
The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back to Sunrise, where there's unfortunately been a lack of actual viewing of sunrises recently, and so I do want to share with you guys our photo of a sunrise taken at Racket Lake, and this is up north, sent in by John, of a beautiful shot taken a few days ago, again, when we did see some sunshine, and of course today, more or less a little bit different when it comes to rain showers. And we are tracking some warming conditions the next few days, but either way, it's looking rather damp. But if you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Speaking of that warm up here, here's a look at our next 7 days. And as you can see here, we start out with temperatures in the 40s today. We warm up into the 50s by Saturday and Sunday with rain showers on and off with cloudy skies. The key here, right here for Memorial Day, we are looking at 60s, mid-60s for temperatures, sunshine, but there still could be a few passing showers. We're going to time it all out of the full detailed look at this Memorial Day weekend forecast coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Take Tuesday off. It looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I'm working Tuesday.
Eric, thanks. The Atlantic hurricane season begins, and communities along the eastern seaboard and Gulf Coast better be prepared for what meteorologists say could be a rough season ahead. NBC's Michael Yoshida is in Washington with more from federal forecasters and the added challenges that they face this season.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration forecasting a busy Atlantic hurricane season ahead.
We're predicting an above average season once again, 2025 above average.
NOAA predicts 13 to 19 named storms. Of those, 6 to 10 are forecast to become hurricanes, including 3 to 5 major hurricanes, Category 3 or above, between June 1st and November 30th.
Prepare now and stay ready throughout the season.
The outlook comes amid a series of Trump administration cuts to NOAA, which includes the National Weather Service, slashing funding for weather and climate research, and reducing staff. NWS losing nearly 600 employees over the past several months.
Cuts to staffing, cuts to funding, cuts to the ability to do that job just puts more stress on the forecasters and on the meteorologists.
Meteorologist Chris Vygotsky says we've come a long way in our ability to predict when and where a storm will hit. But cuts are reducing the number of weather balloon launches and hurricane hunter flights that provide critical information to forecasters. And without enough data, it becomes more difficult for communities to prepare.
Having a really accurate forecast goes a long way to keeping people safe, making sure that the people in the greatest threat area are able to take actions to protect their lives and property.
But Vygotsky says, despite the challenges, the job will still get done.
We're going to keep doing what we do as meteorologists, and that's monitor the weather and monitor the forecast and get those warnings out there.
In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone. On this Friday, we are now just a few hours away from starting Memorial Day weekend. And of course, with not being a morning show on Memorial Day itself next week, I do want to give as much as I can to say how much this holiday means for not only me, but for a lot of folks that again, this is something that is important for the country to understand, that we need to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice to our country. The forecast for this weekend, as you can see here, in the 50s with on and off rain. It's light to moderate rain Saturday as well as Sunday. I wish we had a better forecast for it, but when it comes to Monday, the most important day here, now, we're thinking mid-60s. This might be a little bit high right now, but the main focus is that sun icon right there. There could be some sunshine in the morning, afternoon, in the evening. There will likely be a few pop-up showers as well, but as long as we see some glimpses of sunshine, that's all I really need here. Either way, something else that Memorial Day weekend is also known for is it is also known as the unofficial start to summer, growing season. And the reasoning for it here locally is because the last reports of snowfall end today. We have not had any report of snow in Utica beyond the 23rd. So put that in perspective, that this is our final day where any dusting has ever been reported. So it's been quite the stretch of weather we've had, but almost impossible at this point to see snow on the ground at this time of year in the Mohawk Valley. But locations that could see snow and did see more of a rime mix of ice yesterday was 3,900 feet in the Adirondacks. Look at this scene right here. Again, it's not really snow, it's that rime, which is that wind mixed in with that ice. Either way, looks quite like a wintry scene out there. Cooperstown, damp conditions, 42 degrees. It is a cool, damp start to the day today. Radar picking up on that light drizzle. And we're seeing this low pressure system move its way north, lingering rain showers, dislodging their energy into our area. But as we head into Monday, we'll see some of those clouds clear out. So on our Skycast today, we have some pockets of dry weather, otherwise clouds and rain showers increase. As we head into tonight, we'll see overnight lows falling into the low 40s, as you can see right here. And then Saturday, clouds, drizzle, on and off pretty much, maybe it's a light rain shower or two. And then pretty much same thing for Sunday, but we could see a pocket of sunshine peeking out here and there, but most of the day will be cloudy. A better shot for sunshine will be on Monday, and again, it's warming up. We're going to say goodbye to these 40s and 50s. Next week, 60s and 70s, seasonable. It's not a warm or not a heat wave, but I guess you could call it a heat wave compared to today's or in fact this past week's weather. But either way, we're going to see warmer days ahead.
Better days are ahead. Eric, thanks. The transition from
The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Friday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And so many folks may have the day off today to get this holiday weekend started, but it's starting off with
rain. Yeah, clouds, damp conditions, but at least today it won't be nearly as heavy rain-wise as yesterday. But still, it's damp out there. It's cool. In fact, outside right now, a live look in Oneonta. Fog conditions to start your day today. Here's a look from Hartwick College facing the SUNY Oneonta campus, which very difficult to see there out in the distance with that fog. Either way, it's 43 degrees to start your day today. It's a cool one, that's for sure. Radar picking up on some patchy drizzle, but compared to yesterday, this is a lot less widespread rain. And we'll continue to track this throughout the morning and early afternoon. More rain will gradually fill in as the day progresses. You can see here, cloudy skies for the most part this morning, rain showers later on this afternoon. Temperatures peaking in the mid to upper 40s, so similar to yesterday for the most part. But will this cool weather and will this rain stick around for the entire weekend? Well, at least Saturday and Sunday appear to be a little unsettled, but there is a warm-up expected. We'll talk about how warm it gets straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. The
WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Happy Friday. Time now is 6:13, and as we slowly approach Memorial Day weekend, the main question looms. How will this weekend shape up? Now, today, it's shaping up rather damp. In fact, you can see here area roadways, patchy fog, on and off rain. You might see that heading into Saturday and Sunday, but maybe there could be some sunshine on Monday. We'll, of course, go into that in a lot more detail in a few minutes, but here's a look at what's going on up there right now as you head out to work. Still quiet conditions on our traffic tracker, no accidents to report of this morning. And when it comes to the radar, we begin with, I would say, drier conditions than yesterday, but of course that's relative. We are expecting some patchy drizzle here and there, as well as patchy fog. So either way, on and off rain this morning, and on and off rain this afternoon with temperatures only in the 40s. So similar to yesterday, it's a cold day today, but we are tracking a warm-up. We have how warm it gets coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Some encouraging news for your...
Spoil your day. Watch for the Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast and be ready for your drive to and from work. The Storm Tracker 2 Commutecast is brought to you by the Pratt Munson College of Art and Design. Visit Pratt Munson today and ignite curiosity and creativity.
Golfers, get your WKTV golf card today. Don't miss out.
The Oneonta Cam is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Today we are tracking a cloudy, damp, and cool one with on and off rain. And will that extend into Memorial Day weekend? Here's a look at the forecast. And while we're at it, again, every half hour or so, do want to just add to the fact that not only is this an unofficial start to summertime, which is always the go-to name for it, but it's also a weekend we have to understand that it is meant to commemorate those who paid the ultimate sacrifice for this country. So, with that in mind, unfortunately, we wish we had nicer weather. Either way, temperatures in the 50s, I guess it's not too bad. It could be cooler. In fact, the rain might actually not be steady all day long. On and off rain Saturday and Sunday. The most important day, which I think is the silver lining here on Monday, we do expect some sunshine, maybe a passing shower here and there, but overall, as long as we see any glimpse of sunshine and temperatures in the 60s, I think this will be a gift well received for a lot of you hoping to get outside at least for one point this weekend. And again, as I mentioned, it's also the unofficial start to summertime. And the reasoning for it here locally is because our last day of snow is reported today, the 23rd. Beyond today, there are no reports in our record books of snow in Utica. Yes, maybe snow in the Adirondacks, like as you can see here. This was taken yesterday at 3,900 feet by Tommy Horn. Now, this, of course, isn't really snow. It's called rime, or it's basically ice that collects on these trees and whatnot, and it looks like snow, but still, if there's ice, looks like a wintry scene. But not a wintry scene is Cooperstown, where it's a rainy morning, or at least a damp morning, patchy drizzle. Luckily, though, rainfall not nearly as heavy. This is all, though, driven by this low pressure, which the backside of it is going to sweep south, produce on and off rain chances throughout the next couple of days. So today, although weather looks mainly quiet to start, rain turns more widespread this evening and tonight. And then tomorrow, we're tracking some spotty showers mixed in with cloudy skies. And then Sunday, a similar story as well. As you can see here, no real differences in the forecast for either day. I think Sunday is a little more dry than Saturday. Either way, Monday, Memorial Day, again, grab those sunglasses, but keep that umbrella handy, as this is going to be a nicer day compared to the past, I would say, 5 to 7 days here locally. In fact, we're approaching the near 70s by next Wednesday. So the warm-up is coming. Just bear with it. It's coming. We're just stuck in this cool pattern.
Promises, promises. Yes. Eric, thanks. Be sure to like us on Facebook once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libator. Well, if you're sick of the rain, how soon will it be out of our way? Meteorologist Eric Gage is in the Weather Center tracking it all for us. And Eric, we're still days away from that, right?
Yeah, and I will say this, we're not out of the woods with rainfall, but I think a lot of folks were combining the clouds and the rain as one. So I think we're going to take a step at a time here. So let's take a look at what's going on outside right now. We've got cloudy skies and rainfall. And as we head throughout Memorial Day weekend, we'll see a little bit less of one, while still seeing a little bit same of the other. Rain being the one that we'll see pretty much a consistent amount of, but when it comes to sunshine, maybe a little bit more later on in the weekend. We'll have more details on that in a few minutes, though. But let's talk about what's going on out there right now as you head out the door. We've got patchy fog, damp conditions, on and off rainfall. You can see it here in Oneonta with a foggy start to the day and a cool start to the day. We're in the 40s right now. This is well below average. Normal high, of course, sitting at 70 to 71 degrees this time of year. And the radar picking up on some light drizzle. That's really about it. It's nuisance rainfall. It's not going to impact your morning commute, aside from having to use your windshield wipers or use that umbrella. But either way, this afternoon, we'll see those temperatures climb only into the upper 40s, with rain showers developing, turning more widespread tonight. And we are tracking rainfall this weekend, but will it be a washout? Will we see some pockets of dry weather? We're going to time out when that rain arrives, how much we see, of course, coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away each morning. Family, friends, and
Holland Farms Bakery and Deli. The Oneonta Camp is brought to you by Semicron Danfoss.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Friday morning. Happy Friday, everyone. Now, we have really seen a lack of the sunshine on Sunrise, so we'll share with you guys a photo taken at Racket Lake up in the Adirondacks by John of a beautiful sunrise back when we got a sunrise. Either way, if you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us, any spring-like photo of animals enjoying nature, flowers, you name it, if you think it looks good, send it to us. It might get featured right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise. Send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. So, when it comes to the forecast, today it's cool, it's cloudy, it's rainy. I get it, but there is a warm-up in sight. The warm air eventually wins out, and as you can see here, for Memorial Day weekend, Saturday, 50s, 58 on Sunday. Memorial Day itself, 65 with sunshine and on and off pop-up showers. But notice here, we keep going on. 60s, 70s, no longer 40s and 50s. So if you're wondering when we're finally out of this pattern, yes, we're not seeing a major warm up, but we're going to see more seasonable temperatures as we end the month. We'll, of course, have more of a detailed look at when that rain arrives for the weekend coming up in a few minutes, Gary.
Come on, warm air. We're rooting for you.
Yes, we're slowly hoping it shows up.
You got to beat this cold air.
Yeah.
Eric, thanks. The Atlantic hurricane season begins in just over a week, and communities along the eastern seaboard and Gulf Coast better be prepared for what meteorologists say could be a rough season ahead. NBC's Michael Yoshida is in Washington with more from federal forecasters and the added challenges they face this season.
The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration forecasting a busy Atlantic hurricane season ahead.
We're predicting an above-average season once again, 2025, above average.
NOAA predicts 13 to 19 named storms. Of those, 6 to 10 are forecast to become hurricanes, including 3 to 5 major hurricanes, Category 3 or above, between June 1st and November 30th.
Prepare now and stay ready throughout the season.
The outlook comes amid a series of Trump administration cuts to NOAA, which includes the National Weather Service, slashing funding for weather and climate research, and reducing staff. NWS losing nearly 600 employees over the past several months.
Cuts to staffing, cuts to funding, cuts to the ability to do that job just puts more stress on the forecasters and on the meteorologists.
Meteorologist Chris Vigaski says we've come a long way in our ability to predict when and where a storm will hit. But cuts are reducing the number of weather balloon launches and Hurricane Hunter flights that provide critical information to forecasters. And without enough data, it becomes more difficult for communities to prepare.
Having a really accurate forecast goes a long way to keeping people safe, making sure that the people in the greatest threat area are able to take actions to protect their lives and property.
But Vigaski says, despite the challenges, the job will still get done.
We're going to keep doing what we do as meteorologists, and that's monitor the weather and monitor the forecast and get those warnings out there.
In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
The time now.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Before we get to our forecast here, since there's no morning broadcast for Monday of next week, Memorial Day, personally, I want to give a heartfelt thank you to those who served in the armed forces, and especially for Memorial Day, those who paid the ultimate price to keep our country free. So again, just from me and from all of us here at the station, we thank you for your service. So the forecast for this weekend, I wish we had sunnier news, but again, it could be a lot worse. We're in the 50s Saturday and Sunday, on and off rain. It's not a complete washout. We'll, of course, time out those rain showers here in a couple of minutes. I want to focus more on the most important day here, Memorial Day itself on Monday. There will be sunshine. Yes, there will be sunshine, but there could be a few passing showers in the afternoon. Just a heads up. As you have any Memorial Day plans, you might have to keep that umbrella handy. But the other thing that this weekend is known for unofficially is the unofficial start to summertime. And here locally, the main point we're trying to make is that this is the last time we have ever seen snow in Utica. Records indicated the 23rd, a trace amount of snow. Now I have to go back into my records in a second and look at exactly what year that was, but today is the last day. Following today, there have been no records ever of snow in Utica. Now, with the cold weather yesterday, there did produce a wintry scene in the Adirondacks at 3,900 feet by Tommy Horn. This isn't really snow, it's called Ryan, which basically ice and wind, and it collects on these branches. But either way, it does look like a wintry scene. But as we head into the weekend, here's what's going on in the atmosphere. This nor'easter out to the east and a trailing low pressure out to the west. This is the one we have to blame for our unsettled conditions as it drags more rain showers in from the northwest. So timing it out here. So today, rain showers develop a little bit more widespread throughout the afternoon and into the overnight. And then by Saturday, we begin temperatures in the 40s, cloudy skies, a passing light shower here and there. So it's not an entire washout, but still it's going to be rather damp. Overnight, patchy fog into early Sunday morning, a relatively dry start to your day Sunday, and then we could see a passing shower or two, but it's again not expected to be a complete washout. Heading into Sunday night, a passing shower, and then on Monday, again, those clouds will whisk away. We could see a shower or two, and then that'll set the stage for warming conditions, 60s and eventually low 70s by the beginning of next week. And earlier on I was mentioning, when was the year we got snowfall on this day? It was in 1963, and then following that, no snow at all in Utica. That's the last time we saw it in the season. So we're officially gone with the snow season in the Mohawk Valley.
Until this year.
Yes.
But wait and see.
Well, I will say this. I will tell you right now, we're not expecting any snow in the Mohawk Valley.
You never know. The village of Richfield Springs held an open house.
News with Gary Liberatore.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And happy Memorial Day weekend to you all out there. The big question everyone has, how's the weather going to shape up?
Well, I wish I had sunnier news, but at least when it comes to the sunshine aspect of things, we could see some sun peek out in time for Memorial Day. It might be aided by some rain showers, but as long as we see some peaks of sunshine, I consider it a win. But here's a look outside right now. Unfortunately, we're seeing quite the lack of sunshine. In fact, it is just, no even sugarcoating in general, it is just a dreary day out there today. It's cool, it's windy, it's cloudy, it's damp, nuisance drizzle across the board. In fact, rain showers are continuing to move in from the southwest. Temperature officially in Utica sitting at 49 degrees. On the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, as expected, this rain is beginning to fill in compared to a somewhat nuisance rain this morning, more steady rain this afternoon and through this evening and tonight. This will be a pretty consistent on and off rain. Now, as we head throughout the overnight, temperatures fall into the low to mid 40s. And then as we head into the weekend, warmer days are ahead. But how warm? And again, how soon will we see that sunshine heading into the weekend? With a full detailed look at that coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. This is one of the busiest
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. What a cold week it's been, and we will continue to see cooler than average temperatures into the weekend, but at least it won't be nearly as cold as what's going on today. In fact, here's a preview of Memorial Day weekend. Starting out on Saturday, we've got temperatures in the 50s with cloudy skies and on and off rain. This is not expected to be a heavy, consistent rainfall. Maybe similar to at least earlier this morning, but for the most part, it's going to be cloudy either way. Clouds and rain showers on Sunday. Sunday will likely be a little more dry than Saturday. And then on Monday, the all-important forecast for Memorial Day itself. Peaks of sunshine move in throughout the day, but still, we're not out of the woods with rain showers just yet. Pockets of sudden rainfall could move in. A mixed bag of weather. We have seen those types of days before where it's been rain one moment and the sunshine the next. That's expected for Memorial Day. Either way, today it's cold. Feels like 47 out there right now. Light rain out across parts of the area. Moderate rain moving in from the southwest. We can see the leading edge of this heading into the Utica area through the Thruway area right now, south of German Flats, now impacting New Hartford, Chadwicks, and Paris. So, bigger picture. We've got these two separate low pressure systems, one out the Atlantic, this backside low, which is out here. This is the nuisance low that's going to keep our weekend weather a little unsettled. If it was just this low, this would move north and we'd be drying out by tomorrow. But watch what happens. Here's what's currently going on right now at noontime. And then watch as we look ahead to the next couple of days. That low shifts north but still dislodges a few troughs or ripples in the atmosphere, enough to fire up a few on and off rain showers throughout the weekend. But again, the forcing of this system is largely outside of our area, which means that without all that forcing, the rainfall will not be nearly as steady or as intense. So watch what happens tonight. Rain showers pretty widespread. The low moves its way north, and you can see here we'll see more so rounds of light rain versus rounds of steady rain. These rain showers pass through here and there, otherwise cloudy skies. Overnight Saturday, things drop a little bit. Sunday, drier of the 2 weekend days with clouds, maybe a glimpse of sunshine, otherwise a few passing showers. Same thing overnight. And then Monday, for Memorial Day itself, we begin with stubborn clouds, few peaks of sunshine, and a passing shower. Temperatures, though, in the 60s. I think a lot of us are looking forward to that, though. And beyond this weekend, we're going to see a lot more 60s and 70s and a lot less 50s and 40s. Now, there's no major warmth. We're not talking 80s or 90 degrees, so this is not above average. In fact, we'll head back to what May is supposed to be like, which is upper 60s and low 70s. So we'll look forward to the warm weather expected next week.
We all are definitely after this stretch.
I don't want to wear any more jackets in the afternoon.
I mean, even rain lovers got to be sick of it, right?
Yeah.
Well, food trucks are entering, and a lot of folks, Eric, getting ready to hit the roads today for that long weekend, and it looks a little wet for them.
Yes, and I will say the silver lining with this one, there's really no severe weather in the Northeast. You might encounter some rain showers, but no dangerous winds and thunderstorms. In fact, here's a look at what's going on today. It's a cool and rainy one for much of the Northeast. The warmest spot is down in Philadelphia at 64 degrees. Up north in Augusta, Maine, 46. So anywhere in the northeast of the U.S., you'll encounter either rain or clouds or mild or cool conditions. In fact, across just New York State in general, you can see here we're in the 40s and 50s. Zooming in here in the central New York area, 40s in the Adirondacks, pushing 50 in parts of Winnetka County, and to the south, 40s and 50s. So it is still a cool day out there across the region. Live look at our Cavity Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. You can't quite see it. We've got that mist and fog and clouds. It's a damp day out there today. And we can see that surge of rain showers moving in from the south. That'll usher in a pretty damp afternoon. So what happens tonight? Well, we still track additional rain showers. But as we head into the weekend, the rain will begin to taper off. We're not entirely dry, but there will be opportunity for dry weather as well as maybe, just maybe, a glimpse of sunshine. We'll have the details on the timing of it and more in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. A jury on Thursday.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. It's been quite the rainy and cold week, and we continue that today. No, it's not really anything more than cold conditions and just overall dreary weather out there. But as you look ahead to the weekend, there'll be slightly warmer days as well as the potential for sunshine, although don't get your hopes up on wall-to-wall sunshine, because that's definitely not the case here this weekend. But either way, let's start out the forecast on Saturday. We begin with cloudy skies and rain showers that will be more intermittent throughout the day, so it's not going to be a steady rain all day long. Sunday, upper 50s with less rainfall, more cloudy skies. Still, though, the passing shower can't be ruled out. Monday, the all-important forecast for Memorial Day itself, sunshine will gradually move in throughout the day. And again, a passing stray shower can't be ruled out. That low pressure center, which we'll show in a second, will still have influence on our area. Either way, today, definitely not one for the ages, not a day we want to remember here in central New York. It's 49 with light rain out there. No record broken. Our record still stands at 44 for the coldest daytime high set back in the 1960s. Either way, Rain showers moving their way north. You can see it finally approaching Utica area and eventually up north into parts of the North Country in the next hour or so. And the driving factor here, we have two separate systems. This low pressure, this nor'easter out in the Atlantic, and then this trailing secondary low. And as we head throughout the morning, watch what happens. You have these showers begin to slingshot across each other. They're both influencing each other. And what happens is this low, which would normally continue east and we'd see sunshine this weekend, this backside low is the reason why this weekend's looking nasty, because it's going to be shifting north and it's going to fire up a few clouds and showers. So if you're wondering why we're not seeing wall-to-wall sunshine this weekend, blame that low pressure. So we've got a few clouds turning to widespread rain this evening and tonight. By tomorrow, the rainfall begins to taper off. The energy from that low moves its way east, but still a few rounds of ripples in the atmosphere could fire up a shower here and there, mixed in with cloudy skies and patchy drizzle. Sunday will be the drier of the two weekend days, with mostly cloudy skies and maybe a passing shower here and there, and then highs in the mid to upper 50s. Then Monday, we start out with rain showers, then we have clouds, and then we'll see some peaks of sunshine, but still a passing shower can't be ruled out in the afternoon. Either way, it warms up into the 60s, approaching the low 70s by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. We'll be right back.
Heading into the holiday weekend with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Dreary weather is going to continue at least to start the weekend, especially Saturday. That looks to be the gloomiest of the stretch. By Sunday, we do see slightly warmer temperatures and less precipitation, just a few passing showers. Monday, by far, is going to look a lot nicer, better to be outdoors. Very small chance of a shower. In fact, I think some places will stay completely dry on Monday, and it's also significantly warmer with a high temperature of 68. We are in the thick of it this evening. Widespread rain will continue. Keep the jacket, the umbrella handy. We're expecting showers to continue throughout the remainder of this evening and tonight. Current temperature 50 degrees. We'll see some patchy fog develop as well. Temperatures will drop into the 40s tonight. And again, a wet start to the weekend, but the weather does get better. I'm tracking a warm up for next week, and I've got a look at the forecast in a few minutes. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. The doors are open at
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
What you see is what you get for the rest of this evening. We're tracking widespread rain, and it's going to continue here in Central New York. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All of this rain is pretty much going to sit over Central New York. It's not heavy, but it is widespread, and it's just going to lead to another dreary evening across Central New York. Now, I don't want to throw salt in the wound, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. How often are we 10 degrees colder than Fairbanks, Alaska? Not very. Fairbanks not only seeing a temperature of 60, but also some sunshine, which is more than we're seeing here in Central New York. Yes, this weather pattern is extremely unusual to be this cold, this wet, this cloudy for this long. And this is all caused by low pressure. It's just sitting in Central New York. It is a common springtime pattern, but we've just been getting this weather a lot longer than we typically do. And there are signs that this pattern is going to break down. It is inevitable. Sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but this weather is going to break, and we can see it coming as we head into the weekend. It starts out dreary on Saturday, but Sunday there will be a noticeable change in the weather. It won't be quite as wet, won't be quite as cool or windy. Monday will be the day where you really notice it. We'll see temperatures near 60 degrees and sunshine, and we're expecting dry weather as we look ahead to Tuesday. By the way, if you're out and about for the holiday weekend and you want a way to get weather on your phone, an easy way to do that includes radar and any alerts, should we have them. You can download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Large area of low pressure that's just been driving our weather. The center of this storm is now to our east, and it's going to stall. So this is why it stays wet over the weekend. But eventually it's going to lift as we head into Monday, and we will get a chance to dry out. On and off showers tonight, patchy fog, overnight lows in the low 40s. It's cloudy Saturday. We'll see a few passing showers. I'm not expecting that steady, all-day type of rain we've been seeing for the past 2 days. Temperatures will be near 50 degrees. We'll see a few showers linger into Saturday night. The clouds on Sunday will be stubborn, but you can see that it's just not as much green showing up on Sunday. Temperatures will climb into the mid-50s and may even see a few breaks of sunshine late in the day. If we don't get it Sunday, we will get it on Memorial Day. Showers tonight, patchy fog, a dreary 43. A few showers around tomorrow, 53. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Cloudy skies Sunday, 58. Memorial Day, 68. So we do start warming up next week. We're expecting a couple of dry days. High temperatures in the mid-70s Tuesday, partly sunny skies, mostly cloudy Wednesday, 72. And then some light rain chances as we head into Thursday and Friday, but it stays warm with highs in the low 70s.
Bill, thank you.
Thank you, Bill. 45 million Americans are expected. Let's get you back over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
So we're stuck in this weather rut. It's been around for pretty much the whole week. When are we going to actually see a change in the weather? It looks like it's going to start next week. The long-range pattern says that we will not see this cold weather return anytime soon. It looks like the cooler than average weather is going to shift to the south, with the jet stream driving south and west of our area, looking ahead to early June. We'll see how this plays out, but again, at least there's some signs that the weather pattern is going to change. We'll see that change in the short term as well. We're still chilly this weekend in the 50s, but by Monday, temperatures significantly warm up, and you will definitely notice it Monday afternoon. We're back into the upper 60s. We'll be into the 70s here Tuesday and Wednesday. And yes, we actually have a couple of dry days in the forecast here, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. Even Monday might be dry for many places. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. As expected, a washout today. It'll be a washout this evening. Temperatures will be in the 40s. If you are taking the dog out for a walk, maybe make it a short one. Tonight's featured dogs Bella and Benji. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office is out.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We're tracking a dreary start to the weekend, but the weather does slowly improve as we head towards Memorial Day. Let's take a look at the holiday weekend forecast. Again, Saturday, still pretty gloomy. On and off showers, 53. Less showers, but still cloudy Sunday, 58. Monday looks better. In fact, I think the chance of a shower is very small. I contemplated even removing it from the forecast, but we're going to leave it in for now. It's pretty light, and it won't last for long. High of 68 degrees. A live look in Oneida, 46. These temperatures are much more typical of the very end of March to the middle of November as opposed to the end of May. And it's all because we have rain. This is another day of widespread rain. Things are going to change. This rain is going to finally move out, and our weather is going to slowly improve. Also, the winds will be diminishing as well. It will still be breezy on Saturday, but it won't be as strong as what we've been dealing with lately. If you're looking to plant the garden, I know Memorial Day weekend is a very popular weekend to plant the garden. You should be able to get away with that weather-wise better on Sunday or even Monday as opposed to Saturday, or of course today. It's quite wet. The good news is you won't need to water the garden anytime soon. Any risk for frost will be confined to the pockets of the Adirondacks over the next couple of days. Not expecting any frost here, and I think we're good to go for planting, especially across the Mohawk Valley. Rainfall totals with this event have been close to about a half an inch today. We picked up about a half an inch yesterday, so totals have been about an inch. We'll pick up a little bit more tonight and tomorrow, but the bulk of this is done. Skywatchers checking in. Clinton, 50 degrees. Cassville, 49. Barneveld, 46. Donna, Norway, with 50 degrees. Eric and Inlet, 45. Paynes Hollow with 48 degrees. Low pressure continues to influence our weather. The center is heading to the north and east, so this is going to move out, but it's going to be a slow move. Again, we're going to be tracking showers tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the low 40s. Saturday starts out cloudy. A few passing showers expected in the afternoon time. High temperatures in the low 50s. A few passing showers are expected Saturday night. Overnight lows drop into the low 40s. On Sunday, just a hit or miss shower throughout the day. In fact, we might even get a few breaks of sunshine before the day is done. Temperatures will be noticeably warmer with highs in the upper 50s. Showers, patchy fog tonight, low 43. Tomorrow, showers, temperatures in the low 50s. The weather warms up next week. Looking at high temperatures in the 70s, looking dry on Tuesday and Wednesday. We stay in the low 70s with rain showers returning Thursday and Friday. We'll be right back.
With Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Another dreary day. The dreary weather is going to stick around into Saturday, but things are going to improve as we head throughout the weekend. Every day going forward will be a little bit less wet, cloudy, and chilly. Sunday's high 58 degrees, a passing shower. On Monday, that looks to be the nicest day to be outdoors. Sunshine and just a very small chance of a shower. A lot warmer too, a high of 68. That is going to feel light years better compared to the past 2 days. We're in the thick of it this evening again. Widespread rain continues. It's not super heavy. We haven't had any flooding issues with this, but it will remain dreary throughout the rest of this evening. Watch out for some patchy fog. A temperature of 50 degrees will drop into the 40s this evening. Rain will continue, but again, it's not going to stick around the whole weekend. I'm tracking some warmer temperatures as we head into next week. I've got to look at the forecast in a few minutes. Back over to you.
Dozens of past and present.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. It looks like the streak will live on with more rain expected this weekend. This will be weekend number 28 in a row with some kind of rain or snow. That streak has been here since November 16th and the 17th. That was the last time where we had not a drop of rain or not a flake of snow for the entire weekend. Keep in mind, these stats might be a little misleading. It doesn't mean that every single weekend was horrible and a washout. It just means that we had rain at some point during the weekends. We've had a lot of dry weekend days, just not consecutive. But again, this is going to be another one of those weekends where we're going to be tracking some rain, dreary conditions, a temperature of 50 degrees, a live look in downtown Rome. We're tracking widespread rain this evening. It is a washout. Keep the umbrella handy if you're heading out. Good news is there has not been any flooding reported in our area. The rain has been steady, but it's been relatively light, and that will continue throughout tonight. Widespread showers on Saturday. The rain becomes a lot less widespread as we move through each and every day going forward. Sunday, scattered showers. Monday, just an isolated shower. And then Tuesday, we're looking at completely dry conditions from start to finish. You can track the weather on your phone throughout the weekend. You have access to radar, or if we ever do get any watches or warnings or any weather alerts, you can get them on your phone by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Skywatchers checking in, chilly. Clinton, 50 degrees. West Leiden, 48. Curtis, 46. Mohawk, 50 degrees. Westford, 48. Worcester with 50. Tracking widespread rain this evening. Low pressure to our east will slowly move out. Not soon enough. We're tracking showers here heading into the weekend. Scattered showers tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the low 40s. We start out Saturday morning cloudy. Temperatures will climb into the upper 40s to low 50s in the afternoon. There will be a few passing showers. It won't be this steady, consistent rain we've been seeing for the past 2 days, but again, I don't think we'll really get a chance to dry out. A few passing showers tomorrow night. On Sunday, a passing shower. We might even get a few breaks of sunshine late in the day. Fingers crossed for that. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s. Showers tonight, patchy fog, a low of 43. Tomorrow, showers around, highs in the low 50s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We do warm up next week. We're back into the 70s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It looks like Tuesday and Wednesday will be dry, partly to mostly cloudy skies. A few showers late Thursday, 72, and then more of a steadier rain on Friday, but looking a lot warmer in the past couple of days. It's been a rough week.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm trying to place, is it like an October, November feeling?
This is more like mid-November, late March,
All right, Bill, thank you.
Still to come on News Meteorologist Bill Curtis going to get us set for the holiday weekend. And it's not exactly what we were hoping for, but we might be able to salvage a day.
Yeah, it's just been a rough weather pattern. This is going to spill into Saturday, although I don't think Saturday is going to be quite as nasty as the last couple of days. We should see some nicer weather here by Sunday and Monday. Let's check out the radar this evening. It is still looking pretty wet. widespread rain continues. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Rain will continue tonight. It's been falling at a light clip, and it has not caused any serious flooding issues. But again, your backyard's soaked. It's going to continue to be the case throughout the weekend. Light rain, 48 degrees. Temperatures have really not changed a whole lot over the last couple of days with overcast skies. Again, we're going to see that warming trend heading into the weekend as well as early next week. Showers continue tonight. Some patchy fog, an overnight low of 43. Improving weather heading throughout the weekend. I'm taking a look at that warming trend heading into next week as well. We'll look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Things are heating up at the Algonquin.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Another dreary start to the weekend. In fact, the last time we have had a completely rain or snow-free weekend is November 16th through 17th. You've got to go back 27 weekends before we were completely dry. Guess what? We're not doing it this weekend. We're going to add weekend number 28. Just a reminder, too, for clarity, doesn't mean that every single weekend was a washout. Even if it rained for 5 minutes, that would count as one of these weekends. So something to keep in mind here. We've had a lot of nice weekend days, but again, completely dry days have been pretty hard to come by. Live look at downtown Utica, temperature 48 degrees. Widespread rain continues. It's going to be around to start the weekend. Widespread rain for Saturday. Rain becomes scattered by Sunday, but we're still tracking showers both days. On Monday, an isolated shower before we dry out completely for Tuesday. A reminder, you can get weather information on the go by downloading our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Bigger picture, low pressure continues to linger around. This is going to slowly move to the east and weaken, but it's going to be a process. It's going to take a lot of time to see all this rain exit our area. Rain becomes scattered in nature tonight. Patchy fog is expected, especially in the higher elevations. Temperatures will fall into the low 40s. Tomorrow it's cloudy, it's dreary. Again, on and off light showers. Not going to be that steady rain that we've been dealing with today and yesterday. Temperatures will be in the low 50s. Tomorrow night, a passing shower. Sunday, we'll see a few breaks of sunshine, also a few passing showers. High temperatures climb into the upper 50s. Tonight, showers, patchy fog, a low 43. Tomorrow, not a great day to be outdoors. A little bit better than the last couple of days, but we're still tracking showers and cool weather and clouds, temperatures in the low 50s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Showers on Sunday, 58. A passing shower Monday. I don't expect that to be a big deal. In fact, I was even hesitant leaving it in the forecast because it has been trending drier. Tuesday and Wednesday should be pretty nice. We're in the low 70s, and then rain chances late next week.
We've had springs where we haven't had a lot of rain, and that means boaters can't get their boats in the water. There was all sorts of problems. Not the case this year.
Oh, we got plenty of rain, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Speaking of boaters, the Oneida County Sheriff's Office cast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis getting us set for the weekend. All right, so tomorrow's not going to be a banner day. Certainly no pun intended.
Yeah.
But Sunday and Monday could improve a little bit.
Yeah, we're finally going to start to climb out of this pattern. This is going to be a cool weekend. Temperatures will be in the 50s, but it is not going to be as miserable as it's been. The last 2 days have just been downright miserable.
Gross.
Just gross.
Yeah.
Raining the entire day. We're not going to be seeing that this weekend. Let's take a look at the radar this evening. Still dealing with widespread showers, drizzle, fog. It's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. This is going to linger into tonight. This will be lingering into Saturday morning, but then things start to change. Our temperature 48 degrees. The winds have died down, so that is an improvement already compared to the past couple of days where it's been windy at night. Temperatures will start to warm up throughout the weekend. The biggest and nicest, I should say the nicest day to be outdoors, at least over the next 3 days, is Monday, high of 68. Even better Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures climb into the 70s. Showers tonight, we're into the low 40s. We are tracking rain to start the weekend, but I am looking at some drier weather ahead as well. I've got to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Things are heating up.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We've had a lot of bad luck with weekends for the past several months. We have not had a completely rain or snow-free weekend since November 16th through the 17th. That means not a single drop of rain, not a single flake of snow for both Saturday and Sunday. The last time that happened, 27 weekends ago. Guess what? It's going to be weekend number 28 for sure. We've got some rain on the way. In fact, it's raining out there now. Temperature 48 degrees. Showers continue across central New York. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. By the way, a side note on that weekend stat, it doesn't mean that all 27 weekends were washouts. It just meant that some of it had rain at some point. We have had some pretty decent weekend days too, so don't want to overplay that. But we are talking about rain for the weekend, both Saturday and Sunday. Saturday looks to be the wetter of the 2 weekend days, widespread showers. Sunday looks a little bit better. It's Monday that's going to be the better of the 3 days with just an isolated shower. Tuesday completely dry, but even Monday and Tuesday should be pretty nice days to get outdoors. By the way, if you want to track the weather from your phone, along with our Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, an easy way to do that is to download our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Scattered showers continue tonight. Low pressure to our east will very slowly move north and weaken, but things just are not moving to the atmosphere. It's a very common type of pattern to see in the spring. This is called a cutoff storm. It's cut off from the jet stream, which means it's going to sit and just produce more clouds and showers here in central New York. But it is weakening, which means every day going forward will be a little bit warmer, a little bit less wet, and a little bit less cloudy. Tonight, cloudy skies, temperatures drop into the low 40s, widespread showers. Saturday starts out dry, cloudy though. We are expecting to see a round of showers in the afternoon and evening, high temperatures in the low 50s. Cloudy, a passing shower tomorrow night. Overnight lows drop into the low 40s. We might see a few breaks of sunshine on Sunday, but the majority of the day looks cloudy, and there could be a few sprinkles and showers in the afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 50s. Showers, patchy fog tonight, a low of 43. Tomorrow, showers, cloudy, high of 53. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather significantly improves early next week. Temperatures will be in the 60s on Monday. Again, just an isolated shower. Tuesday and Wednesday look nice, dry. In fact, it'll be so nice that you will completely have forgotten about the weather this week.
That's my goal. That's my goal. Let's just forget about it. All right, thanks, Bill. And when the weather becomes nice.